Hello and welcome to Boston United FM, where today we have holidayed through 25 seasons to see how Boston United get on in Football Manager 2024. The Pilgrims start the season 2023-24 in the 6th tier of English football, in National League North. They are the longest serving club of this division, having been promoted from the Northern Premier League in 2010, and so far have failed to get promoted back to the National League, or the Conference as it has historically been known. We'll use this as a preview to the impending new series here on Boston United FM, Pilgrims Progress, in which we will try to advance Boston as much as possible in Football Manager 2024. We'll check out the league progress of the Pilgrims throughout the 25 years. Surely they can't still be sat in National League North in the year 2048. It would even be out of the ordinary to have a good cup run, with them only reaching the first round proper just once since being relegated out of the Football League from League 2 in 2007. Let's dive in. In the very first season, the Pilgrims have made a creditable improvement on their in real life previous season's finish of 15th, but finished outside of the top 7, with which comes a playoff place. They were just a single point behind in 8th. Scunthorpe United, everybody's favourites to go up, won the league easily as Chester joined them, having finished 4th, then winning the playoffs. Boston emulated Chester in the second season, finishing 4th and finally winning the playoffs. The Pilgrims have reached the playoffs 5 times since promotion to Step 2 in 2010, losing out each year. 6th time lucky as they follow South Shields into the National League. The playoff final was won on penalties away in the North East at Spennymoor Town after a 1-1 draw. In fact, all 3 playoff rounds were won on penalties, with Oxford City and Warrington Town dispatched before the final. Moving up to the National League, safety was secured by 8 points at the end of the season, a respectable 18th place finish. However, the Pilgrims then lost their place at Step 1, ending the season in the final relegation spot, 7 points from safety. Boston then bounced back immediately 12 months later, this time finishing 2nd and winning the playoffs again. Blythe Spartans won the league by just 2 points ahead of the Pilgrims. In fact, Boston beat Blythe on the final day of the regular season, a match that at one point may have been seen as a title decider. The Pilgrims waltzed through 2 home games in the playoffs, beating both Leamington and Warrington by 2-0. As they are now becoming a yo-yo club, Boston again got relegated back to National League North, as Blythe also failed to build on promotion. Just 2 points from safety this time though. Playoff heartache has returned to Pilgrim Way, as local rivals Kings Lynn went up with Blythe, who recovered better from their relegation than Boston. A decade went by with no more assaults on promotion back to level 5. However, in 2040-41, the Pilgrims did remarkably well to reach 100 points in National League North. However, Hereford went 2 points better to win the league. Radcliffe, who started 2023 in the Northern Premier League, were promoted via the playoffs. Lincolnshire neighbours Gainsborough Trinity finished 1 place outside these playoffs in 8th. A few seasons later, another impressive campaign by Boston with 90 points earned. But Altrincham and South Shields went up with 95 and 92 points respectively. Boston lost at home to Buxton in the playoffs on penalties. However, at the end of season 2046-47, the Pilgrims finished 2nd behind AFC Fylde and went on to earn their place back in the 5th level of English football. 92 points, level with 3rd place Macclesfield, with Gainsborough also making the end of season playoffs. In fact, Boston beat Gainsborough in the playoff semi-finals at Pilgrim Way before defeating the aforementioned Macclesfield on penalties in front of a capacity crowd of over 5,000 people. The 25th and final season of this fast forward of life in Football Manager 2024 sees Boston United avoid relegation very comfortably in 16th place in the National League. Looking at the FA Cup progress for the Pilgrims season by season, the club reached the third round in 25-26, losing out to big boys West Brom. The next two seasons, Stockport County knocked them out both years, in the second, then the first round. Just 6 more appearances in the FA Cup first round since then, losing all of them. It's very difficult to reach the first round proper when at Step 2 of non-league, as you have to win through 3 rounds and usually have to play a couple of them against teams either at your own level or one above. The FA Trophy is open only to non-league teams, and the Pilgrims have only ever made the final once in their history, back in 1985, losing to Wealdstone at Wembley. The best run for Boston in these 25 years has in fact come in the most recent season, reaching the semi-final before losing out to Fleetwood Town. There was a quarter-final exit in 2041-42 to Eastleigh, and 3 losses in the 5th round. A quick look at any boardroom changes, and the Pilgrims have been taken over 4 times in the 25 seasons, including a spell being owned by a fans' trust. The current chairman, Michael Wilson, has been with the club for over 7 years. The club hasn't had too many managers, with former Norwich City defender Ian Culverhouse in charge from day one, albeit only lasting until the end of the season. The name that stands out in the managerial history is former Manchester City player Joey Barton. He oversaw a promotion and relegation in his 2.5 years as manager. Current manager Sal Bodkin is coming up to 12 years in the position as he attempts to push the Pilgrims closer to the Football League. We can check out the club records screen to see if anything of note has occurred. We can see that the most points in a season was 100, albeit that didn't even see the club win the league in 2040-41. They won 32 of the 46 league games that season too, another club record. Mark Newsham still holds on to his modern times league scoring record of 87. Matthew Ellis scored 25 in all competitions in 2036-37. A more impressive record is the huge number of assists by Dawid Kucharski, 22 in 2046-47. In the previously mentioned season 2040-41, goalkeeper Ed Jackson kept 26 clean sheets. A quick note of the oldest goal scorer shows that former Watford and now Everton midfielder Abdoulaye Doucouré was playing for the Pilgrims back in 2029-30. Just out of curiosity, a look at the winners of the Premier League over the past 25 years. And for the first decade or so, it was Manchester City who continued their dominance of the top flight, with just Arsenal breaking it up in 2028-29. Manchester United finally regained the title in 2036-37 and kept it for 6 seasons running. Aston Villa stole a single championship before Liverpool returned to the top. Newcastle United finally won the league in 2044-45, but Liverpool have won the last 2. And we will end with a look at how the England national team have fared in the Euros and World Cups, and it looks to be pretty well. England won the World Cup in 2026, 2030 and 2038, which means they've won 3 out of 4 World Cups. In the Euros, just the one success in 2040. Looking at the England managerial history, Gareth Southgate eventually bowed out after nearly 12 years in the job. Plenty of foreign coaches since, however more recently Englishmen have taken over, with the current boss being none other than John Terry. Current Brighton and Hove Albion manager Roberto De Zerbi was given a couple of years in the 2030s. In summary, it's been a 25-year period of a few ups and downs for Boston United, but has ended with the club back in the National League's top division. The current manager has been there a long while, so there is a great stability, and the club will hope to push into the top half and beyond. However, they may need to take the big step to go professional, as they are still semi-pro in a division of mainly professional clubs. Coming up on Boston United FM, we will attempt to spring-load the Pilgrims' progress up the English divisions as far as possible. Watch out for the series opener in the coming days. If you've enjoyed the content of this video, please don't forget to leave a like, and for more videos, please subscribe. Thank you very much for watching.